Hi, I'm Philip, and this is the Everyday Expat. Let's get started. If you're thinking about moving to the Philippines or you've already made the leap, I'd like to share my experiences in the hope that your own journey will be filled with as much peace, adventure, and joy as possible. One thing I've discovered is that many of us older men still carry the heart of a young man, the young man we once were. Our bodies may remind us that we lived more than a few decades. But the desire to explore, laugh, and begin new adventures never really disappears. I'm 70 years old, and retiring to the Philippines rekindled the zest for life that I hadn't felt in years. Yes, we learn to live with aches and pains. We become experts at pain management. But sometimes a new chapter, a different culture, wonderful food, meaningful relationships, and a slower pace of life can remind us that life isn't over, it's simply taking a different direction. Today I'm sitting on a balcony at JPark Island Resort looking out over this view that you see behind me. I'm reminded that you don't have to be wealthy to enjoy moments like this. Sometimes you simply have to be willing to take a different path. So let me explain why this place has become a part of my life. First, my relationship with the Philippines actually began almost 50 years ago when I first came here as a young Marine serving in a helicopter squadron. Over the years, I returned many times, including bringing college students on educational trips. During one of those visits, a Filipino friend introduced me to families living beside a dump site less than 3 kilometers from where I'm sitting today. This world-class resort and just a dump site with people scavenging is only a few kilometers away. Fortunately, my wife and I, we go over and feed them once in a while, bring them some food when we can. So at that time, I had no idea that within a few years I would retire here, marry the wonderful Filipina who is now my wife, and begin a completely new chapter. My wife's daughter once worked here at JPark, and she was the one who introduced me to it. Until then, most of my experiences in the Philippines had been centered on ministry, teaching, the everyday lives of ordinary Filipinos. JPark showed me another side of the country. The first time I walked through the resort, I felt like a kid discovering Disneyland for the first time. It was just awesome. So when you arrive at JPark, the entrance is stunning. Marble is everywhere. The spacious lobby immediately gives you the feeling that you've arrived somewhere special. Just a few steps below the main entrance is a large open seating area, the lobby. You can relax, order food, enjoy a drink at the bar. There's a grand piano there, descending stairs to the park below. There's often a singing pianist to brighten your evening. We've enjoyed everything from solo piano performances to singers and even the occasional saxophone player just sitting in the lobby. One evening, my wife and several Korean ladies, they spent hours just dancing to the music. No one was there as late at night. The guys were still playing and the ladies were just having fun. It was one of those simple moments that make an evening unforgettable. JPark is an amazing place. It has 10 restaurants, so you'll never run out of a place to eat. There are also 2 large adult pools, both with swim-up bars where you can sit on a stool while you're in the water, enjoy a drink, or ordering food. It's one of my favorite places to spend a relaxing afternoon. The highlight for me, though, is the Amazon pool. It's winding, slow-moving, lazy river about 325 yards long, and it's about 10 to 13 feet wide. You can grab one of the complimentary inner tubes, put on your sunglasses, and just drift for hours as pumps just move the water to carry you along. As you float, you'll pass colorful statues of Mango Man, tropical fish, flowers. They spray water on you unless you direct your circular floating tubes to avoid the spray. You'll drift up beneath bridges, water gently spraying down, making the whole experience feel playful without being crowded or noisy. One thing I really appreciate here at JPark is the landscaping. The amazing pool winds through beautiful tropical gardens filled with exotic flowers, lush plants, and mature trees. It's incredibly peaceful. And something I noticed right away, there are no mosquitoes. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if they spray for them or it's just because they're so close to the beach, but there are no mosquitoes out here at JPark. All the years I've come here, the many times, and walk around at night and lay on the hammock and never got a mosquito bite. So, and it's really nice. The lights illuminate the the park. The lawn is just immaculate. The walkways are clean. It's just a beautiful place. So inside the loop of the Amazon pool, because it loops around and it's kind of curved, there's another pool. It's another area completely, and it's for kids. There's colorful characters, slides, fountains, giant decorative buckets, and features that pour water everywhere. So if you have younger grandchildren visiting, they'll probably want to spend the whole day there. The water park also includes 3 water slides. I've ridden all of them, and I'm happy to report that my hip replacements survived just fine. So if you're a little older and wondering whether they're too rough, you'll probably be okay. However, the red and white slide that ends with a swirl into a circular descending disc, like a satellite disc. You come off the slide and you hit that thing and you go around, and then it drops you in about, I thought it was 10 foot of water, probably not. But that one's pretty wild. My wife got a video of me and just put both hands up like that while I was going around, but then when I came to the bottom, some guy had fallen off too soon and his mat was there. So when I hit his mat, it just tossed me in the air and dropped me in the hole. So, but if you're looking for something more private, JPark offers villas. They have private swimming pools or jacuzzis. They're surprisingly quite reasonably priced. Throughout the resort, you'll also find hammocks hanging beneath beautiful shade trees on perfectly manicured lawns, the perfect place to slow down, read a book, or simply enjoy the tropical breeze. When I first visited JPark back in 2017, it was South Korean tourists. This is before COVID. So they just filled the resort. There were buses constantly arriving from the airport and returning guests at the end of their holidays to the airport. It was in and out all day. Suitcases out front, hundreds of them, and the buses just continuously. But the COVID pandemic changed that and changed the tour industry dramatically here at JPark. Although there's still Koreans coming, there's a whole lot more of just the local Filipino families that live in Cebu or travel from other islands and come here. But JPark continues to thrive, and it's simply evolved with the times. So JPark's been expanding, and it's so massive that it's a challenge to share the entirety of the park and as many amenities. There's a giant chessboard. You can play chess. A gym. My wife and I went to the gym a lot. It has great showers. It's a nice little gym. There's some pedal-style go-karts that have a track you can pedal around. It's kind of fun. Burn off some energy. Some miniature golf course where you can hit a hole-in-one. At least my wife can. I'm not so lucky. There's big floating giant tricycles that you can rent and pedal out on the beach. They're like 10 feet tall. They're really big. Big yellow wheels. There's floating decks out there with slides that you can swim out to and dive off. And my experience has been at times, you can be out there and you can swim through thousands of tropical fish just all around you. And all you're doing is snorkeling. So it's quite nice out at the beach. They also have parasailing, jet skis, canoes. It's just wild. The evening entertainment these days is the group of flyer dancers. They're our friends and they're awesome, and we enjoy them a lot. So recently it's been in the evening over by the first pool, and we'll be there tonight watching them. Now the morning buffet is at the Abalone. It's extraordinary. It can delight any taste bud. There's a sushi corner, old Americana with eggs, omelets, pancakes, waffles, sausage, bacon. There's the Filipino style breakfast. There's some Italian offerings. There's fruit, salad bars, pastries, juices, just about anything you can imagine. The staff are very helpful and kind. We became friends with the guy that manages all the servers. His name's Michael. He's known us for years. He always takes good care of us. Well, this will help with the coughing. So, Shanghai. Yeah, it's great. You can sit in there in just complete silence and you don't hear any noise. It's as noisy as the Philippines is at times. It's great to not hear any noise. And primarily at JPark, the only noise you hear is the fire dancers, people laughing and having fun. But the silent rooms was really interesting to me. I enjoyed it. We had a number of dinners there. So the Havana out by the sea is nice. That one time they had performers out there, the Odette took out the umbrellas. They had big tarps that covered the wooden deck area that's built out over the sea. And those tarps got blown away during the Odette, and they haven't put them back. You can still eat out there, you just don't have the tarp. They still have a performers, but they're usually just a guitar player singing, or a girl singing to a tape. But if you eat at the Havana in Abalone often enough, like we've been coming for years and eating there regularly, you get a 20% discount. So that's pretty cool. So what I want to say is life doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be rich. Sometimes all it takes is a change of place, a good meal, good food, and the willingness to enjoy the journey. I would like to say that JPark is so expansive. Every time I come there, they're stretching out the land area. Recently added a new beach in the last couple of years. They built another building that it's beautiful and has some more pools on the back and slides and such. The place is it's just a great place to come. It's really not that expensive. You can get a villa and you're going to pay for it. You can get a big suite and you're going to pay for it. But if you just want a room, you can look for different times of the year and you can get a room at just an amazingly good price. So this is the Philippine Expat Cebu. My name is Philip, and I hope you enjoy my videos.